What's the real difference between a solid manager and a true business leader? It's not about working longer hours or knowing every last operational detail. It's about a fundamental shift in how you think. And today, we're going to break down the framework that helps you make that exact leap, to go from just managing tasks to actually shaping the future of your business.
It really boils down to this. Most managers, they're focused on managing tasks, the what and the how. But leaders, the ones who think like a CFO, they're focused on managing outcomes, the why, and more importantly, the so what. That's the core idea we're going to unpack right now.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? A manager reports on what's happening. A leader takes that same information and asks two completely different questions. What does this actually mean, and what are we going to do about it? See the difference? It's huge.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the classic manager's blind spot. Then, we'll get into the 5 real roles of a CFO. After that, we'll dive deep into the 6 strategic shifts that are the heart of this framework. And we'll wrap up by laying out your path to getting there.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, the manager's blind spot. This is all about why just being amazing at the operational side of your job often isn't enough to get you on leadership's radar.
This is a trap that so many smart, hardworking people fall into. You can know your function inside and out, every process, every detail. But if all you ever do is report on what's happening, you stay invisible. Senior leaders don't need another reporter. What they're desperate for are interpreters, people who can connect the dots between daily work and the big picture.
Which brings us right to Section 2, the CFO's 5 roles. Because to think like a leader, you've got to understand that the role is so much more than just crunching numbers in a spreadsheet.
A real CFO wears 5 different hats. They're a strategist, helping chart the course for the company. They're a risk manager, always looking around the next corner for trouble. They're a storyteller, turning complicated data into a clear story. They're a capital allocator, figuring out the smartest places to invest the company's money. And of course, they're the guardian of the company's financial health. It's about managing the future.
All right, now we're at the main event. Section 3, the 6 strategic shifts. This is the practical, hands-on framework for making that mental leap from manager to leader. Pay close attention to this part.
So, shift number 1, and this one's a game changer. You have to stop thinking just about cost. Instead, you've got to reframe every single rupee spent as an investment. The question changes from, how much is this, to what return are we going to get from this, and how long will it take? Let me make this super clear. A manager might see a new piece of technology with a 50 lakh price tag and just see a massive expense. But a leader, a CFO, sees the whole picture. That cost? It unlocks 1.2 crore in savings every single year.
So, what does that really mean? It means this isn't a 50 lakh cost. It's a 140% annual return on investment. See how that flips the conversation? When you frame it like that, you're not just asking for a budget, you're presenting a can't-miss opportunity. That's a conversation leaders want to be in.
This leads right into our second shift. You've got to see beyond your own budget line. A manager knows their department's little corner of the world. A CFO, on the other hand, understands the entire profit and loss statement, the full financial story of the company from top to bottom. And they get how one small decision creates a ripple effect all the way down that P&L. Let's say you offer a big discount to boost sales. Sure, revenue goes up, but what does that do to your gross margin? Or you hire someone new. Okay, operating expenses increase, but what's the real impact on profit down the line? Seeing those connections is absolutely critical. Okay, this next one is probably the single most important concept non-finance folks get wrong. Profit is not cash. I'll say it again. Profit is not the same as cash. Profit is just an accounting idea. It's a concept. Cash is the real stuff. It's the money in the bank that keeps the lights on and pays everyone. You can be wildly profitable on paper and still go bankrupt because you ran out of actual cash.
And that brings us to this idea of working capital. Just think of it as the financial oxygen a business needs to breathe every day. I mean, look at this example. You land a huge deal. Fantastic. But you have to pay all your suppliers in 30 days, and your client isn't going to pay you for 180 days. That profitable deal is actually a cash flow nightmare that could sink you.
Shift 4 is all about trading wishful thinking for a structured approach to risk. Managers, we get excited. We pitch the best case scenario. A leader, a CFO, always asks, okay, what's the upside? What's the downside? And can we survive the downside if it actually happens?
And this is the tool you use to do it. It's a simple risk analysis. Before you propose anything big, map it out. What does the best case look like? The base case and the worst case? What are the financial impacts of each? And right here, this is the most important part. What's your action plan if the worst case happens? Walking into a room with this analysis, that's how you build real credibility.
Okay, shift 5. Stop looking at numbers in a vacuum. You've got to think in ratios. Why? Because ratios give you context. I mean, saying, we did 10 crore in revenue sounds pretty good, right? But what if I told you your gross margin on that is only 8%, while all your competitors are making 42%? Suddenly, that big number tells a much, much scarier story.
And our final shift is all about how you communicate. Look, the best leaders don't try to sound smart by using a bunch of jargon. They do the opposite. They translate financial complexity into simple, clear business language. It's not about EBITDA margin compression. It's about, hey, our profitability dropped because our costs grew faster than our revenue. Simple, clear, actionable.
And here's a super simple but incredibly powerful framework you can use every time. It's the 4-sentence report. 1. What happened? 2. Why it happened? 3. What it means for the business? And 4. The most important one, what we're doing about it. This structure gives clarity and builds confidence every single time.
Phew, okay, that was a lot of theory. So let's bring this all back down to earth in our final section, Your Path to Leadership. How can you actually start doing this stuff, like today?
I want to give you a challenge, a 30-day challenge. In week 1, just get your company's P&L and learn it. Week 2, find 5 key financial ratios for your business and start tracking them. Week 3, the next time you need something, don't ask for a budget. Build an investment case with returns and risks. And in week 4, make it a habit. And every meeting, ask that one simple question. What is the financial impact of this?
Ultimately, if you boil everything we've talked about down to a single sentence, this is it. The CFO mindset is just this: recognizing that every decision is an investment. You're taking limited resources, time, money, people, and your job is to get the biggest possible return while being smart about the risks.
So, I'll leave you with one final question to think about. Is that how you're approaching your decisions today? Because the moment you start, you're not just managing anymore, you're leading.